Hello and welcome to my channel, Cali Legends Media. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you very much for all your support. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, hit that like button. Just smash on it real quick. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down button. For sure, man. Your opinion's very, very important. Also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video drops or if we're going live. Make sure you set that notification bell on all. Okay, let me get started here. This is actually a second remake of this video. I think I left some things out the first time I ran it. So let me get started here. This is in regards to that Proposition 36 that has passed, which is going to affect people who use drugs, people who sell drugs, people who possess drugs, and or paraphernalia to do these things. And it's also going to affect the people that do the smash and grabs and walk out of the stores with a large quantity of products. One of our viewers left a comment. He works at a Home Depot, and he says, man, people walk out of there with carts of, big ass carts full of merchandise, and there's nothing that none of the employees can do. They follow them out, they try to, hold a stance, but technically they can't do anything, can't put hands on, they can't grab the stuff to take it away and start a confrontation, or they may be charged. So these people have been just walking out with this stuff, right? So, he's going to be happy to see that change. It's not cool. People are losing thousands of dollars that are trying to make a living, especially on these smaller stores, these retail stores. Anyways, the thing I really wanted to talk about was a part of this proposition that's going to affect the individuals who are caught up and who are in prison by addiction, okay? Now, this is a touchy subject for me because I've experienced it. I've been through it. I know what it's like. And I know for a fact it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. It'll make a person do bad things, but in all likelihood, that the person's probably not that bad a person if you met them without that addiction, without that gorilla on their back. Okay, so this addiction has caused a lot of people to become homeless. Thus, the homeless problem has increased since the laws on these drugs got laxed, okay? Now, eventually, people are going to be getting scooped up off the street. These encampments are going to be getting hit. We already know. We've been through it already. We've seen it happen. This is just going back to the old way. And, the encampments, they'll be getting hit. Cops will pull up, round everybody up. Search will go down. Stuff will be found. People will be loaded. People have marks, blah, 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 blah. And end up in jail. Now, they say after a few arrests, after going to a drug program and all of this, they'll have to go do, like 3 years in the prison system. Well, how about the people that already have more than 3 arrests? People that have a lifetime of arrest, either for possession for sales or for under the influences, whatever the case may be, drug related, right? They've been to prison already. They've done 5 years, 6 years behind some type of dope case, right? What happens to them? Is it the first time they get arrested? They not only get the 3 years, but the priors, or it's gonna get tricky in court. I think people are gonna be getting time. Much more of them are going to be getting time rather than a chance to go again to a drug program. These drug program situations have been tried and didn't do so good, as you can see. We see what's taking place. I've been in situations back in the days where the cops would walk up into the freeway, you know, the homeboys will have a little spot up there hidden in the cut where they kick back and drink and chill and barbecue and do their thing. And the sheriffs would walk up, maybe 3-4 cars deep, walk up into the freeway and get everybody at gunpoint. And some people will be doing their thing when they get there, and they just continue on cooking their stuff, picking it up, and getting it, taking it to the neck, you know. And some people will be 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 or whatever it is, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock with their thing, you know, and blowing these big old clouds with the huras right there with their guns on them, right? Yeah, they went to jail for sure. But not before they got their toke on and try to break their pookie, you know? And these are the games that are going to be played out at first very often, because there's a lot of people on the street doing their thing. The sad part about it is how kids are going to be affected. And I'm not sure it's a sad thing or it's a good thing. I guess this would be on a case-by-case basis. But basically, if you got a mom and dad that are having a problem with addiction, and kids are there involved and living in the house or whatever, I'm not talking about homeless people. I'm talking about people with homes, people with somewhere to live, nevertheless have a drug problem. And for some reason, it could be a bunch of reasons. The cops go one day, boom, catch them, find something, end up taking a closer look and seeing that they're both on drugs. Maybe they're selling something, who knows. Nevertheless, children's services will most likely get pulled into the picture. So now this kid in this dysfunctional family is going to be put in a worse situation, maybe a better, but removed from the family, away from the people that he loves, placed somewhere, and you know, big old court thing's going to take place. And in some cases, people are going to lose their kids, you know. And sometimes it's going to be for the best. And sometimes it's going to be a terrible thing, you know. But it's not just going to, this proposition isn't just going to affect the homeless people in these encampments, people in the street. There's people that, we've known this for years, that are in high positions in companies, that work for different businesses. There's even been cases where doctors and lawyers have been found to be using crack cocaine or some other type of illicit drug. And, you know, in these cases, they're going to be affected too, you know. This new law is going to be far-reaching, and with good reason. You know, it's time for change. Something needs to be done. But if it's just going to go all the way back to the old way, and nothing new, then nothing new is going to happen. It's going to be the same results as before, because this has been happening for years, for decades. You know, the dealers nowadays, they got a little some coming, you know. I guarantee you, someone's gonna get caught coming out of their house, or maybe not even. Maybe they'll get caught in a whole other city with their cosa, you know, with their stuff. And not to go to jail, they might share the information of where you live and who you are, and what you sold them and for how much, and you know, everything that they want to know about your spot. You know, these spots that have been pretty much being left alone, you know. All they need is one pregnant girl, or a mom with her kids waiting at home with the oldest sister. You know what? We're gonna take your kids away. You don't tell us where you got it. You know, this and that. You give us something that we could work with, and we'll let you go. Happens all the time. That's why a lot of dudes, at least when I was out doing my thing, didn't like to sell to women, especially women with children. If it wasn't a home girl or somebody you knew very well, you didn't want to mess with them. It's dangerous. I'm not saying just the girls. Even there's some weenies too, man, that they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to face the time that they're going to get for their crime. And they start sniveling and giving up all the drawings. Yeah, man, I got it from this dude, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, they're watching the pad. They verify the traffic, get a warrant, and these guys are all all hemmed up. So, yeah, it's going to be rocking and rolling in the next couple of months, December, January, when these laws take effect. The feedback that I'm getting from the streets and from the people that are living this life, it's been all good. Because they're talking about, man, I got to get myself into a program. Man, I got to do something. And, the same old story. Yeah, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go get on methadone or LAM or all of the programs. There's so many programs nowadays that you can get on to pretty much substitute the heroin for something legal that'll get you a little loaded and keep you well. And, people that don't want to go to these programs because they say that stuff kills you without realizing that the dope's killing them probably 10 times faster, are talking about now going and getting into these programs, going into these hospitals that help you come down and get off this stuff, because a lot of them have been doing this for a long time and they know what they're coming up against. You go to jail and you got to go through that whole jail process, man. Sick, sleeping on the floor, losing your stomach every once in a while, hot, sweaty, cold, freezing, sweaty. Man, it's all bad. And these people know that that's what they got to look forward to. And that being the case, excuse me a minute while I take care of this. That being the case, they're thinking proactively and thinking about what they can do to start making changes before anything happens to them where they get scooped up and end up in that situation. Anyways, for those of us that have people out there, loved ones, one way to look at it is this new change in law might be changing their chances of survival. It might be rescuing them by getting them off the street, because you see some of these people look like they're near death. Their bodies are being eaten by the chemicals and stuff from the cut and other infectious things that are transmitted by injecting stuff into the bloodstream. Their skin's coming off, they got sores, their legs are swollen, and then all the other diseases that come with using those types of narcotics, like hepatitis, AIDS, liver disease, cancer in the liver, kidney failure, all that stuff. So this might be rescuing a lot of people by incarcerating them, and at least they get that little bit of time for their bodies to recoup, get some food in them, let their bloodstreams clean out a little bit, and I don't know, man, they got to have something in place though that helps these people and a process that sees it through. Because if it's just going back to the way it was back in the days, all it's going to do is load the jails up. That's it. And in the jails, like I mentioned in my last video, it's a money cow. It's a cash cow. Because there's going to be more demand for the product. The product may not increase. But if the demand grows, what's going to happen? It's going to drive the price of the product up. Or if the price stays the same, you're going to get less product. It's simple economics, man. Anybody who's taken economics knows that I'm talking about the invisible hand. Okay, I'm not going to get into that, but that's what's going to happen. There's going to be an increase in the demand for the same product and the same amount, and it's just going to drive up price. People are going to be cashing in big time, and with reason. Hey, it's all part of the hustle. So, anyways, this little proposition, this little law change is going to be changing more things than we're going to witness and see, because from behind the scenes and in the mix, there's going to be things taking place that haven't taken place in a very, very long time. And that's just the way it is. And those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm saying. Anyways, I wish these people luck, man. I don't wish them no bad luck, because I know a lot of people who are addicted, and they're not bad people, man. They just got bad habits, Addiction's a bitch, man. So those of you who pray, man, keep them in your prayers, that their lives change at some point, and that they see the truth of what's taking place in their life, and how they're killing themselves, and how this stuff is just no good no more. It's poison. It's never been any good, but now it's just poisoning the people, killing the people. Hopefully this change in the law will slow down the flow of fentanyl. I don't think so, but that's the plan. But nevertheless, I really hope to see a decline on the deaths, the numbers of deaths that are taking place in the barrios, throughout Southern California, Northern California, throughout the United States, for that matter, throughout the world. Because problems and drug addictions isn't a cultural thing, isn't a barrio thing. It's a problem that statewide happens in different countries. It's happening everywhere, but here in the United States, especially California, man, it's really killing the people. Let's hope for the change that needs to take place, that it comes in a good way and doesn't just throw a bunch of people in prison for a very long time. Let's hope it doesn't break up too many families, and too many kids aren't affected negatively, while this whole basically war on drugs takes place, because there's a little war coming, and it's going to be on and cracking between the police and the people who are living this life, But it's time for change. It's been all bad up to this point for these past umpteen years. So let's hope for some positive changes to come. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please smash that like button. That's a good way to support the channel. It doesn't cost anything. Just smash it and go to the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you on the next. God bless you. God bless your families. Stay up, stay strong, and stay free.